What's going on, everybody? It's Mechanic Dave. We're working on the Foxbody again. This time, we will be installing a line lock. This is basically a knockoff of the Hurst line lock system. This was like 80 bucks, whereas the Hurst on LMR is close to $300. And there was no way in hell I was doing a $300 line lock that only gets used sometimes. So I went with the cheap one. Some people don't. Some people say not to. We'll see how this works. But basically, to install this on the car, you're going to take your front brake in, right there, and then front brake out to the distribution block. And when you hit a switch, it is going to lock pressure and keep it in the fronts while the rear brakes have no pressure. You can do your burnout, do your staging, no problem. So yeah, I'll show you how to install this. Okay, so basically this is your front brakes and this is your rear brakes. The fronts come out, do a little spiral, and then go down into the distribution block. That then sends pressure to, it's really hard to see with the spark plug wires. That then comes out of this and that, which distribute to your front brakes. Your rear brakes, I believe, goddamn, are back here. And then that obviously goes to your rear brakes. So that is how you will install that. This is the other half of the line lock kit. So you get a couple different lengths of pre-flared line, and then you get a bunch of these little adapters, none of which I'm going to use, except for maybe one or two of these lines. Well, no, I'm going to use two of them. You will need a brake roller to bend the tubing, but I got plenty of those. So I'm going to install right there where I've already pre-drilled my holes, and I've sprayed PB Blast on the brake lines because I can guarantee those have never been off in 40 years. So I hope they come out really good and don't destroy a brake line. If they do, not the end of the world. All right, so these lines for the front brakes are twisting. Like I've said, they haven't been out in probably 40-something years. So this whole little line assembly is going to break and get thrown away. And on top of that, the brake fluid in the reservoir is so disgusting that I almost feel like I need to flush the entire system. And yeah, because it should be clear. Brake fluid should be clear. It should not be brown like that. So we're going to break this line off and get all the brake fluid out, and we're going to install our solenoid, route our lines, and then put new fluid into it, and then we'll bleed the brakes. All right, so all of the brake fluid and all of the grime and rust particles and shit, I mean, you can really see the shit that was just at the bottom of this thing. I'm wondering if I ever actually changed the brake fluid or if I just added to it. I probably just added to it. Judging by all the rust on here, I guarantee you this is probably the original master cylinder. I thought I had one laying around, but I don't. And even if I did, I can guarantee you this line would break, and I don't feel like doing that. So now that that's out, we're going to get rid of the front brake line, run it over to where our solenoid would be. We got the tube bender right there, got our lines. So yeah, we're going to get to it and bend it up, hook it up, and hopefully it works. Okay, so you remember when I said I wouldn't end up using any of these fittings? Well, I lied. This is what came out of the master cylinder, and it's quite girthy, quite big. And I don't think I have a fitting in here that they supplied to do it. One line is going to be perfect, don't need any adapters, but this is the one that will need an adapter. So I might need to run to the hardware store and pick up some brake fittings, but we'll see. And just remember, the deep fittings go into the line lock, the shallow fittings go into the factory parts, like the master cylinder and the distribution block. All right, back from the hardware store. And we got the part, this was the key right here. This was what we needed. So, into there, to there, and then in, and then out. So, I just bent these lines. Really nice to have a brake line bender around. So, you just go one bend at a time. Sometimes you just massage it a little bit to go in. I would like to cut them and bring them in and reflare them, but I really don't want to reflare them. I'm not that great at flaring brake line, if I'm honest. So, we're just going to tighten up all the fittings, put some brake fluid into it. Still going to wire up the switch, bring that in and then out. All right, so here's how the line lock is going to be wired up. So this is our solenoid, or this is our master cylinder, and this is our distribution block. The solenoid gets grounded to the chassis. I didn't draw that. It then feeds power, or no, not power. It feeds the line to the momentary switch, and then we are also going to tap into the downstream LED brake light on the cluster, so when it's engaged, the brake light lights up, so it tells you it's on. This is where the shifter is. This is the momentary switch. The momentary switch receives its power from a two-way switch, which gets grounded and receives switched 12 volts with ignition. So, key on, engine off. You'll be able to flip the switch, feed power to here, press your brake in, hit the switch, release it, the light will come on, and it will hold pressure into the distribution block, and you'll be able to stage and do your burnout. So that's how we're going to wire it up. All right, so I have the switch panel all wired up, made a common ground, common switch 12 volts, and I just hooked up the toggle switch wire. So if you remember, two-way switch is grounded, two-way switch has switch 12 volts. From there, it feeds the accessory, which is the toggle switch, which then goes out to our solenoid wire, which is this orange wire. So, let's see. Key on, engine off. Let's see. Line lock engaged. We hit this button, we should hear a switch. And it all works. And then you turn that off. Nothing. So that's all good and wired up. That bracket in there is going to need a little bit of modification because of all the wires. It just pushes up on it, unless it might raise the console itself up a little bit, but that's fine. So now we just need to run the nitrous, the purge, the two-step, and the fog lights to this whole panel. And I also got the USB port functioning. So that is all. So the only thing to do now is to fill the reservoir, bleed the brakes, hope for no leaks or any air bubbles, and we should be good. I always use 3 or 4. I have 3 just sitting around. So we'll fill it up, bleed it, and we'll be good to go. Okay, so here's what's wrong, right? So I initially had the small end in the solenoid, as you probably saw, which meant I couldn't unbend the line. So I cut it, reflared it, swapped out the fittings. All my flares leaked. I don't have the best flaring tool. I mean, it's not a double flare, it's just a single. So I said, you know what, fuck it. I will go out and buy new brake lines. So I'll show you what happened. New brake lines from Napa. Honestly, I think the green looks a little bit better. What had happened goes into there, no, not leaking. Those were leaking. Both fittings into the line lock. So I used these adapters that came in. So it takes the flare and then I guess it inverts it, but then tightened all that up, seals up, bled the brakes, everything worked. Line lock works, holds pressure to the front, leaves pressure in the rear. So everything works the way it should. All right, so I have a red LED right there, which on the cluster would read brake. This white LED is going to be for the nitrous. It's just going to say shift. Both of them come on when their respective switches are engaged. This one is just fasten seatbelts. So what I've done is on the back of both the line lock and the nitrous lights was I took the stock plug. Now, normally it just goes in, screws on. Those two metal tabs read on the back plastic where the metal is, and it lights up. I cut the back of the thing off, revealing the metal tabs. And then I soldered wires to it, ran a plug so I can disconnect it, ran 2 wires, and now when the line lock gets engaged, these are going to light up, and it's going to light up red. It's going to show brake, saying that the line lock is engaged. And the same thing is going to go with the nitrous. When the button is hit at the carburetor, I think I'm going to have a wide open switch. When that's engaged, the light's going to light up, telling me it's on. So now I just need to route the wires back through and down. I'll definitely need to extend them. But that will be it for the line lock. So hope you enjoyed. Hope this helped you out if you're looking to learn. And we will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.